I'm always going backwards, Mr. Oliver. I have forward-thinking views. I could be a leader, if you know what I mean. Please stop it.
Well, I'll tell you, it's an interesting day. Have you ever had an order, or got something from a model train shop and they kind of get the order wrong, but at the same token, kind of get it right? Does that even make any sense? Do I sound schizophrenic right now? Well, as you could probably guess, something like that happened to me recently, and that's kind of what we're talking about today. Not really. It's a part of it, I guess. So, ladies and gentlemen, inside of these little boxes here, we have some new in-scale stuff to talk about today, all from the Bachmann-Thomas range. As you can see here, really just two things to talk about, but there's three things here. We kind of got two of the exact same thing. Yeah, I tried to order a Troublesome Truck 1 and 2, but as you guys can see here, yeah, we kind of just have two Troublesome Truck 1s here. But to be fair, that's kind of okay. It's not like they didn't just reuse the Troublesome Truck faces in the first place, so it still makes sense. And if I recall correctly, I think this is the one that... Yeah, I kind of like that face better than the smaller square one anyway, so... Yeah, I guess it kind of works out. But we're not just talking about trucks today. Oh, no, you saw the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, we have the Toad brake van, as you can see here, or just Toad, the brake van. And this is one I'm kind of excited to take a look at, because an in-scale Toad, that's bound to be adorable, right? And yeah, we kind of only have one of these, but there is only one Toad. Maybe I'll get another and give him like a disgruntled face or something like that, if that would even print. These things are tiny. Alright, so I figure we're not going to waste too much time with this review since, again, it's just a piece of rolling stock. There's really probably not a lot to talk about. Like, we're just going to skip over the box. We've already talked about these plenty of times. It's the exact same thing you've seen before, except now it says Toad Brake Van. But yes, right here, ladies and gentlemen, we finally got him. And I have to say, this is one adorable... I mean, just from the looks of it so far, I'm really, really liking what we're seeing. I mean, that's a lot of... This looks like it's the HO scale model, just shrunk down. Look at that. Are those separate... Alright, enough wasting time. Let's just open this thing and get a proper look at it. So, I have to say, again, we've been talking about it a lot recently. The in-scale range, or in-scale Thomas & Friends range from Bachmann, is looking to be, if not currently, one of the best model train ranges you can get. It's just look at this thing. Oh my, okay, it's very light. Let's start with that. There is pretty much no weight at all in this thing, but it's adorable. Look at that little face. Oh my god, he's even got a little brake in there. It doesn't look like there's much of a floor. There's not really any detail besides that brake inside of there. No separate handrails or anything like that, but we do have little lamps there, as you can see on either side. We've got a beautiful CGI face, which... I can't say I mind too much. I know the general consensus on my channel is model series over everything, but at that same token, I can acknowledge when they've done something really, really good, and this is pretty much spot on to a CGI face. Honestly, it doesn't look too off from the model series one either. Maybe I could just repaint it and make it look more like classic Toad. Or maybe I'll just leave it, because this thing looks pretty cool. Now, one thing I did notice right off the bat, this decaling here is only on one side. The other side is pretty much completely blank on Toad, or this left side here. Here you actually have the GW, the tonnage, all that stuff. That's a little bit lazy in my opinion. It could also just be me, but I feel like these buffers are kind of squished together, like they're a lot closer than they should be, but that could just be, me overthinking it or looking at it too close, if that makes any sense. Is that window glare? They gave it window glare. Look at that. I don't know if the reflection's picking up. It actually has plastic in the windows. That's something I had to add to every single HO scale Toad I ever got. That is so... But they did it on the small one. That makes no sense. Thank you, Bachmann, I guess. Now, pretty much like every other thing in this range, what you're seeing here is molded. I'm pretty sure these are just molded protrusions there on the side. I don't know if these are actually separately fitted lamps. Probably not, is what I'm guessing. For what it is, though, I mean, this thing looks pretty damn good. Look at those planks. We have no paint bleeding into each other. It all is, painted very professionally. The roof here is very crisp. Again, the face looks phenomenal. Even the little brake rigging and all the stuff here on the chassis. I can't say... This thing looks pretty damn good. I can't say there's a lot for me to critique besides those buffers just feeling a little bit off and nothing, literally at all being here on the left side. But besides that, it's pretty neat, and for like 30 bucks, I think it's not the worst addition to your in-scale range. In fact, I think currently it's the only brake van available in the in-scale Thomas range, period, until they release that new one that got announced this year. Or if you just, get a gram for ish or something like that. But it doesn't, for what it is, I can't say it's too bad. Like, there's pretty much no weight. Again, that side there, maybe like a 7.5. And I feel like that's pretty generous. Yeah, I feel like a 7.5 isn't too bad because, again, we do have things that the HO scale model just doesn't have, like that window glazing. But there's a couple things that just set it back from that perfect score. Like, if you really want a perfect Toad, you have to decal that yourself. And those, I don't know what it is. Those buffers just keep throwing me off. And that too, I guess. Yeah, 7.5. But altogether, I can't say this is a bad little model at all. And I guess now let's take a look at the troublesome truck. This will be quick, but since he's here. All right, same deal as always. It just kind of opens like that. And here we go. We've got troublesome truck number 1. Well, we've got 2 of them, but see, the buffer problem is not there on this thing. Do these even line up? No, they don't. Look at that. So it does appear that Toad's buffers are a little bit off, or like, squished together when in comparison to the other pieces of rolling stock. Also, sorry about my nail there. It got tore off and is slowly growing back. That looks hideous, I know. Look at this. We're talking about the truck, not me. Shut up. But yeah, that finally settles that. Let's talk about this troublesome truck. So, I mean, yeah, it's just a troublesome truck. I mean, as is. It's kind of pretty much the exact same thing as the HO scale model, like Toad. But that's kind of impressive. I mean, they pretty much shrunk it down and gave it every little bit of detail the HO one had. I mean, really, what is there to say? It looks good. It's, the colors here are kind of, I feel like that's a little too gray. Like, maybe they should be a bit darker, but that's an easy fix for me. And also probably me being a bit too nitpicky, but it is what it is. Now, we don't have any actual hook couplers there on the front. That is a little molded nub, but I don't think you're applying 3 links to these anyway. If you are, I'm sorry. We've got some pretty good detail here on the side, a little bit of rivet work there. And I mean, the inside is also detailed, planked up on the sides and on the bottom. Yeah, it's a troublesome truck, but it's a pretty neat troublesome truck, and it's tiny. Look at that. The camera zoomed in pretty far, so the scale's probably not doing too much, but let me see if I can zoom it back out. Yeah, these are not very large models, if you couldn't tell. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's been a quick look at the N-scale Toad and troublesome trucks. I still have one more to open, so I guess we got to get on that, and now I guess let's see them in action. I'm actually working on the layout right now, so I have to finish that. But after that, we're going to see these things in action.
Either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out.